Hello, everybody, and welcome to the next episode of Hot Off the Block with Mike and Ed. I am the Mike half of that equation, and I have with me the other half, Ed. Ed, why don't you say hello?
I am the Ed half of this homunculus, this creature created in a laboratory. Uh, we got our special guest, one of Mike's buddies, Pistachijoe. Joe, talk to the people.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for having me today.
Thanks for coming, bro.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming. Joe, a friend of mine for a while now. I mean, I think we've run into each other deep in the past, but it's hard to say. I think
Yeah, not
we
that I can
we
recall.
share a mutual friend, so I don't think it was out of the realm of possibility that we ran into each other in the past, but it's been nice getting to know you over the launch here, the beginning, the getting hype for Street Fighter 6 and all the games we've played since then. I mean, it's been a good time for sure. Gained a good friendship traveling to events and doing that kind of stuff. I've been enjoying your company, Joe. Appreciate having you
Yeah,
around.
for sure, man. It's it's been a legit wild ride these last 9 months or so.
Yeah, it's crazy that it's already been that long since the game came
Or
out. That's nine. Yeah,
I was saying, hell, the
6.
demo came out maybe April, so we're getting close to a year.
Yeah, playing this
Oh
game
my
for a year.
god,
Yeah.
it's been a year already, dude. What?
Oh man, Joe and I in the
Oh man,
demo we must have played 500 parsec matches over the
Yeah, for sure.
lifespan of the demo before the game even came out, just hooking our computers up over the internet playing delay based Street Fighter 6 matches, Ryu versus
were
Luke.
y'all,
Good
were y'all
stuff.
Yeah,
playing the crap?
I didn't get access to the either of the closed betas, so that until the demo came out, that was the first time even getting a chance to play the game.
Same with me. Yeah, I didn't get in on either of the closed betas, and when I did play the last open beta, but that was after we had the demo for a while.
Right.
So yeah, it was like the demo was also my first shot at getting my hands on the game. Man, it's crazy. But
Man.
we'll get to talking all that fighting game stuff in a minute here, Joe.
Sure.
Pistachio. Where's that name come from? It's a clever name. And what are
Well,
your
I
takes on Knuckle Dew's recommendation to change it to Pistachio, Joe?
uh let me tell you, that's everyone's first instinct is what to say anyway. But as far as the origin, I had a terrible username before this, which I probably won't even say. But
It's that
basically,
bad, huh?
it's
it,
XX420 no
it
scope leet.
it might as well be. It might as well be. It's not, but it might as well be. Um, but one time I do like pistachios. And one time I was walking into one of my previous jobs with some, and like a coworker saw me and he's like, "Oh, pistachios?" He went Pistachio Joe, and then I like it like clicked. I was like, "Oh, dude, that's not bad."
Yeah, it's
And
pretty
then I was
good.
like, "Okay, that's not bad." And I thought about doing Pistachio Joe, but I was just like, "No, I like to,
More
Pistachio Joe.
clever
Just you
wordplay.
say it like
Yeah.
quick, it's fine, it works." But everyone's even if they see it, they go, "Oh, Pistachio Joe," and I just let it roll. But
That Pistachio rolls off the tongue a little bit easier.
if you once you
Yeah, I
say
like
it, once you
that.
say it the right way, it's fine.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah, it
say it like
makes
the net,
sense when you hear it the right
which
way,
is the
right?
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it will catch somebody up who's looking at it for the first time. They're like, "Oh yeah, it's pistachio. Wait a minute, there's a Joe in there."
All right, so the other fucking username, it was Eraser0627, which is the birthday.
Oh, that's
It's
fine. That's not so
Nah,
bad, dude.
it's
I'll beat you with embarrassing old usernames.
it was like a 13-year-old username
You never
that I
called
made.
yourself Lord Yggdrasil.
dude. I got one worse, dude. If it's any consolation, my one of my oldest usernames was Rafflecopter419.
It's almost
It's pretty
420.
bad.
Jeez, like on purpose, or
Yeah.
like was it like a
So no, it's because
user? It was like a generated one that you just like, all right, I'll pick one.
no. The 419 was on purpose. Do you remember the ship from Halo?
Oh yeah, yeah, of course.
The
Right.
The
Echo
Assault one?
419. Yeah,
Oh, the Echo 419. Okay.
yeah. It was, that was bad. It
Oh
was a
man,
bad username.
yeah, man, cringe. Xbox Live gamer tags definitely a thing.
It's a good times, good times, man.
So
It was simpler time.
you've been a member of the OppBlock for a while, Joe? How'd you get yourself in here? I think I know the story, but for the people that don't know,
No, that's fine. I it was like I said, maybe back around this time last year. I was looking to truly take not well, yeah, serious. I tried to take the next Street Fighter serious in the sense where I was like, I wanted to travel, I want to be a part of the community in a real way. I've never even been to a local. I played Street Fighter V for its entire 7 year lifespan. Never once have I played somebody offline. I've only ever played that game online,
Yeah.
and it's not a great online experience. But
No, for sure.
the point was like, I never went to a TNS or a thing that was like close to me, even though I had a car. And so I was like, okay, I'll look up like a Facebook page. That'll be like the easy start. And I saw like Tampa Bay FGC. I was a part of that for a minute, and then I decided to see if there was like a Sarasota one, and there was. Joined it, and once I did, I like got into the Discord and decided one day I saw you, Mike, and another member of that, Ed, kind of just sitting in the voice chat. And I'm not really one to even jump on a mic, honestly. But I was like, this is it. I have to like take the chance and like just get in there. And decided to like just randomly jump in there and then started the chat with you guys. And then I was playing with Ed and like some Tekken or Street Fighter and all this other nonsense. And that was it. And then
What
one time later,
was it?
you were
Me? I
mentioning
don't
that
remember that.
you
No, it was
hang out.
Head Hotep from
Oh,
Sarasota.
Head Hotep.
Yeah, this was
Okay,
this
okay,
Yeah,
was
okay.
this was pre-op block. This was happening in the Sarasota FGC
Oh, okay,
Discord.
okay, okay.
right.
Yeah.
But and then so that was like the setup, and then you were mentioning that you were hanging out at the op block, and the quote was, it's a good bunch of guys. Like I find myself just hanging out there. I was like, okay, and you mentioned like that I should sometime, and that it's a little more active than the SRQ one, which is to this day still true, and if not even more so. And that was it. I basically followed you over, and it kind of blended together. And then the op block so far has like picked up even more scenes, kind of like more Tampa scene as well. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's become a really cool place, because of new members like yourself joining. It's become a rich community. It's really something cool
It's
to
a
be a part
beautiful
of.
thing.
Yeah, you look every night, there's 10 or 15 people in the chat room hanging out, laughing. You go in there, there's always some kind of shenanigans going down. It's definitely a good time.
Mhm.
I definitely
Love it.
appreciate the op block for sure. So you talked about playing Street Fighter Five a little bit, or a lot of it. You
A
played
lot
it
of it.
the whole lifespan there. Is that was that your first like delve into the FGC? Are you a long time fighting game player? Are you a long time gamer? Like, are you
Yes, longtime gamer in general. As far as the FGC, I'd consider myself an 09er.
okay? Yeah, same.
As in, when Street Fighter 4 kind of came out, I found myself I bought like an Xbox 360 to get Halo Reach whatever year that was coming out. And that's when I first found myself watching like streams and stuff. And I ended up randomly watching or finding myself watching the Mike Ross versus Daigo Evo match
Oh, okay. Yeah.
without knowing who either one was. I was just watching this match. That's like the earliest like memory of watching Street Fighter 4 streaming. Um, and it was kind of history from there between that and then Excellent Adventures, which I think most people it's a
Yeah.
big foray for most people.
Yeah. If you're an 09er,
Um,
you know about Excellent Adventures. I mean,
100%.
even current day, FGC guys are going back to watch that content. So good.
yeah, and then it was just over. You're just in once you like the first time you watch a close set between two like maybe your favorite character or like two players that you know or something like that.
Yeah,
You're just
just
like hooked.
Justin Wong beating a guy online with only heavy punch.
Yeah,
Goken,
sure.
stuff
That
like
was a
that.
good one.
Yeah, dude.
I remember that episode. My favorite episode was the smug one.
Yeah, which was funnily enough,
Um,
that was our last one. And
yeah.
part of it because they went undefeated.
Was it really the last one?
Yeah,
Oh my god. Oh
before
my
Street Fighter
god, you're
Five, I should
right.
say, the last Street
Yeah,
Fighter Four
it
one.
was the last Street Fighter 4 one.
Yeah.
And then they didn't really do so much for Street Fighter
Yeah,
Five because its
Gootecks.
online didn't exactly support it as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You couldn't just jump into a room with somebody as well. It was just like matchmaking, just sit there and wait.
Mhm.
yeah, not as exciting to you didn't have these grudge matches that they were building with Street Fighter 4 where you could find them and play them again, and get your run backs and stuff. It was a good time. But yeah, so what was your gaming like before fighting games? Did you play like lots of? You said Halo Reach you were waiting for. A big Halo
Um,
FPS guy. I know you like to play Rocket League now. I mean, and some
sure.
other games
Yeah.
now.
Well,
I see
yeah.
you.
To that point, I'd say I've always played a little bit of everything, uh, including fighting games as a kid. But more so Mortal Kombat stuff because that's what I had access to on like a PlayStation 2.
Gotcha.
As a kid, I would go to like a laundromat and I would find like Tekken 3 there or Street Fighter, the movie, the game there. Uh,
Hell yes,
yeah,
that is
exactly. You
amazing.
see stuff like that, but I didn't
That's
really get to play
incredible.
much Street Fighter until 4. As far as games, as I was born in '92, so I was playing on an N64, a lot of Mario stuff, a lot of Pokemon
Right.
stuff, a lot of whatever Nintendo's spewing out, I was playing. And then Grand Theft Auto 3 came out, and I remember that was like a big deal.
Yeah.
Went to go to a like Circuit City, and I remember seeing it like on the shelf and like pointing to my like,
Circuit City. Wow. Oh
yeah,
man.
exactly.
Yeah.
Wow. Ancient.
Yeah. We're all getting old, dude. I mean,
Yeah,
Oh my.
I've always played games since a kid, all sorts.
yeah. Very cool. Yeah. I'm in the same boat with you. Like the lifelong gamer, and just happened to have parents who my dad was also into it, so it was around the house and just easy to do. So yeah, played lots of games. Now I know you as a player, like you have a pocket full of characters, and like, do you get attracted to like a certain play style that you like the most, or is it just like I like everything, so I play anybody that I see interesting? Like, what's your mind going through when you look at like the character select screen for the first time in a game?
Hmm. I wouldn't rate my execution high, though it's definitely improved over time. But when I was first playing fighting games, I wanted to do a lot of damage and a little bit of work. So I liked grapplers the most
That makes sense. Yeah.
because you could do a command throw, boom, it does the big chunk of life, and their combos are very short. And that's true to this day. My favorite fighting game character of all time is Alex, and
Yep.
he just fits that archetype.
Very
Brawler.
nice.
Yeah, that brawler thug type
Good
where you
stuff.
Yeah,
throw
and
them around
then
and beat them up.
for sure, and they're somewhat mix-up characters because a command throw is now adding a third layer to the strike throw mix-up when you have an unblockable option.
Yeah, and that holds true too now in the three characters that you play that I know you play all have command grabs. Aki,
Yep.
Honda, and Lily all are command grab characters that also are that thug type of game plan. I mean, Aki a little less than the rest, but
Yeah,
Lily and
but it's
Honda definitely are, brawlers. They're trying to beat you up.
yeah. I like to be in people's face. I like to make them guess. Like there's nothing that feels better than when a grappler is like on a roll. Like whether it's playing or watching, it really. It's like, oh man, he's just getting every guess or every read right. It's like it looks like just magic's happening.
Yeah, I mean, a steamroller round, and they say like that's a Zangief round. Those are over in a hurry, and it just feels like the other player never even had a chance. It's over so quick. 40% on an EX SPD.
Oh,
Uh,
oh. Is it really 40%?
in this game, it is. In Street Fighter Six,
Oh,
it's
Sure
a
can be.
lot of damage.
oh
So,
God.
so we talked about your favorite character, Alex. We're gonna talk a little bit about who we want to see come into Street Fighter Six later on today, and that would be, that's a character that I think could do well in this game, but we'll get to that. Um, let me see here. What when you're playing, Joe, do you notice weaknesses in your gameplay? What's something that you're trying to work on right now that maybe you're trying to iron out of your gameplay that you know is giving you trouble?
I was actually having lunch with a friend today, and I admitted my weakness to him. Not that I feel like he figures it out through gameplay alone, but it's delay teching, which loses to shimmies
Okay, yeah, for
or
sure.
neutral jumps, and that's because I played 4, like I said, and in 4 that was a crouch tech, and in crouch teching
Option
would
select
basically
city.
cover, yeah,
Yeah,
it would cover 3 options instead of kind of like 2. So it was much better, and it was very good. And you kind of just always were sitting there, finding yourself holding guard and kind of mashing on row. Street Fighter V rolls around, they changed that, and I was just getting blown up by shimmies.
yeah,
And like I said, Street Fighter 5 was 7 years ago. I've been getting blown up by shimmies for 7 years because I just can't break the habit
Yeah.
because it's so strong whenever people aren't shimmying you.
Yeah,
And
it's a great. You'll never be thrown if you're delay teching, but yeah, you do. You open yourself up
but
for
yeah,
the big combo.
all it takes is a little wiggle, and you're like, no, and then you
Yeah.
like just fight, you're like, stop, and then you're watching somebody like walk way far away from you, and you're like still like doing it, or like you're watching them fly into the air on a neutral jump, and you're still doing it, and you're like, just stop pressing the buttons, dude. You gotta stop pressing the buttons.
Yeah, you just find
Oh
Just
yourself
take the
man.
mindlessly.
100 or whatever damage
Yeah.
instead of getting blown up.
Oh yeah,
So that's something that I'm working on a lot.
we've all eaten a shimmy and just
Oh yeah.
had that shame. There's nothing more
It feels
shameful than eating
horrible.
that heavy punch.
It feels really bad.
Uh,
That shimmy leads into a full damage combo, and you're just sitting there like, all right, man, I just ate all of that. Feels horrible.
so on the flip side of that coin, what's something you think you're very strong at? You got something you're proud of in your gameplay where you're like, yeah, that's I do this.
Uh,
We got those.
block overheads.
Hey, there we go.
So in Street Fighter 5, which is what I would say I played primarily, I played Alex, my guy, and Alex was considered probably the worst character in the game, especially at the start. He is a big-bodied character, which you'll find a lot with grapplers. And in that game, they had a 3-frame jab and a 4-frame jab. And the 3-frame characters were basically the halves, and the 4 frames are the have-nots. And Alex was a 4-frame character. He also has no invincible reversal. So he basically just had to sit there and eat everybody's pressure on defense. So I had to like learn to be very patient on defense and be able to just sit there and hold it and like wait
Right.
until it's like truly my turn. And that includes like overheads, those like round ending, like, oh, here comes the overhead. And I would like, I'm ready for the block
Hmm.
more often than not. Street Fighter 6 a little different because Drive Rush changes things. It's like, oh, is that a low? Is that a throw?
Yeah, I mean,
And
you
then here
got
comes an overhead, and even if I do block it, it's still their turn. But most times, but I would just say generally my patience on defense.
yeah, I definitely think that that's true. You don't mash a lot, for sure.
Not my patience
So,
on offense. When I have somebody like, let's say, low, I can be a little bloodthirsty. Or when it's quote unquote my turn, I like to keep it my turn, so I
right.
can be susceptible to reversals. But I've also been ironing that out as well in the last like, let's say, a week and a half or so.
Very good.
More baiting.
Yep, we're all getting stronger. We're going to Evo this year. It's something else we're going to talk about later on tonight. But yeah, the training regimes are picking up around the Sarasota squad for sure. So everybody's getting stronger. Um, as like a longtime gamer, do you feel like you've brought anything from other games into your gameplay to fighting games? Is there like something you learned playing other games where you're like, man, this is really applicable to
You
Street
know,
Fighter, you know?
it's hard to say now because I've been playing fighting games for so long that I usually only ever think about it the other way around.
Okay.
Um, where I'm playing another game. There was a game that came out, let's say, a couple years ago. It was called Knockout City. It was like a dodgeball game. And there's an instance where you have like a little dash dodge that would let you be invulnerable for a little bit. And let's say it's, similar to like Dark Souls, you have like
Yeah,
a
a roll.
iframe on a roll.
Yeah.
So like when you're playing fighting games as often as you do, you just get more used to like, oh, I'm in the recovery of something or the start of something, the iframes weren't active. You just start you know these terms and you can just understand like why. And of course, if you're hitting 1 frame links or some shit, like your reaction time slash rhythm is good enough for I'd say most other games.
Right. Yeah, I think so too. I've often talked a lot about just, yeah, I feel like you understand footsies in other games. Like you get attack spacing and timings and, like when it's my turn and you can feel delay frames and recovery frames in games where you're like, oh, when I do this button, it's really slow. And it's
Yeah,
like I
yeah,
can't just
exactly.
throw this out. I'll lose if I do this. But yeah, it's cool how I mean, we ask everybody that question because, I mean, at this point, everybody kind of has that answer where they're like, it's more like what fighting games do to other games for me because, we're actually trying and studying these games and actually like, learning the inside and out. And surely
Yeah,
that's going to
it's
carry over.
yeah. Before it was always a case of where I could pick up another game and like play it just fine, but I'd find myself, like in the mashing. I would just be mashing in like a fighting game normally
Right.
before I decided to like actually learn about a fighting game.
Yeah, that's a lot, that's most people's path too. And when they
Yeah, of
play a
course.
fighting game, it's just like I'm just hammering the buttons. I don't know how this works. And I don't know. But now you've gone from that now to, playing no matches in person of Street Fighter 5 to a pretty prolific tournament player. Like you go to a lot of stuff with us, Joe. We go to a lot of events. Um, do you have a favorite one that we go to?
Hmm.
I know this isn't on the list. I meant to write this down and I forgot. So I could
No,
throw you
no,
a
that's fine.
curveball here. But
No, no,
yeah,
no. Do really have to think. I would say I do like the juicy because it feels pretty big.
yeah, that's like a mini
Um,
major.
yeah,
Juicies feel like
exactly.
mini
And
majors.
obviously, the local that we go to on a biweekly basis is a fun time and like a good prep, especially because there are strong players there. But I do like that bigger tournament feel that we've gone to at these juicy monthlies in Central Florida.
Yeah,
And
I enjoy that trip as well. It's a fun trip, a full day hanging with the boys. Everybody's,
yeah, and I
playing
was
Street Fighter.
actually also on the same lunch with a friend. I was mentioning that the very first one we went to was at that mall location that was like a very good mall. It has like a lot of neat things there, and that one was actually coming up again.
Yeah, we're going back to the Oviedo Mall this month. So yeah, that's gonna be cool.
So yeah, looking forward to that.
Yep, me too for sure. So speaking of upcoming events, do you do anything special to prepare a day of up, leading up to it?
I
Do you
wish.
do special prep?
I should. I'll say that I should probably start for sure. I find myself actually in a bad habit of having gone to tournaments kind of cold. I would typically work the night before, and then I tell myself, "Oh, I don't want to play now. I'll burn myself out of playing, or I'll
Right.
I'll tire myself out, or some odd
I'll
excuse
have
to
a
not
bad
like warm
run and
up."
lose my confidence and
Yeah, like
yeah.
I find myself finding giving myself an excuse to not warm up. So I am going to these things cold, but and of course going from a PC to a PS5 setup. So there's usually like this big adjustment that has to happen over maybe a game or so.
Right.
As far as what I can do, I usually do try to make sure I'm drinking a little bit more water. Honestly, the like night before, whereas usually I'll have like more caffeinated beverages, like just tea, coffee, just slamming those down, and then some water. I'm like, okay, on the night before the tournament, I'll make sure I have mostly water so that I just feel better in the morning.
Yeah, good sleep, good
Yeah,
yeah,
of course. These are
hydration
all
is really important.
important things. If you're, I mean, this is a physical thing. It's taxing,
Yeah.
especially if you're going to a thing for hours and hours on end.
Yep, yep, those juicy events can be 8-hour experiences and when you're there it's just like you don't want to be, running on fumes because you were up all night on Red Bull the night before. So yep, there's always more we can do for, tournament prep. Like I was just speaking with Gentleman Thief this morning, and he told me that he's been practicing, and he feels like the PlayStation 5s have a frame delay of 4 to 5 frames. So he's been training in 4 to 5 times the Earth's gravity in,
That is
in training mode to try to
I would say
get
that's a
better
great
with
idea.
his
I always
locals.
have one frame of delay on because
Yeah,
I just figure when I play online, it's never going to be offline. So I always just
right.
put one frame of delay on. But adding 4 to 5, that might be a good idea for these PS5 events.
Yeah, he had a rough run at the last one he went to in Tampa, the gaming dojo, which is one I haven't gotten you to yet because you work Sundays. I need to get you off on a Sunday and we got to go see Bob up at the Tampa
Yeah, for
Gaming
sure.
Dojo. It's a great venue, great guys. It's more of the Tampa side of the Neon Dreams guys,
Right.
It's you don't see everybody at both places, but you get a little bit of bleed over. But
Yeah, we'll just have to line it up.
yeah, that's a great event, and definitely got to get you to that one. But so he was saying that like playing in this delay is the only way he's going to be able to win in these grand finals events when you're on stream on a PS5, and it just feels like you're playing in mud. So,
Yeah.
doing what you got to do day of tournament to get yourself ready. Sometimes it's what it takes. I've even thought about plugging my PS5 in on the day of events and just playing a couple games online on it just to get adjusted to that feeling. It feels like it's something that should be done.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
But okay, so now that you're going to events, what's like the number one event you want to go to, and why is it Evo?
Well, it's always going to be Evo. Evo's the illustrious name. Evo
Yeah, the Super Bowl of
is
the
the big one,
FGC.
the big
Yep.
one, where you just have always heard about. It feels like it's legendary to talk about. Um, you just know that that's where most international players will maybe save their money to go to. It just becomes this giant event,
Everybody
and
who matters is at Evo.
yeah,
So yeah,
absolutely. And even people who don't,
right. Of course. I
even
mean,
people who
there.
don't
Yeah,
fucking matter at all, we're gonna be
yeah.
there. But
We're
it's
going.
gonna be jam packed. Yeah.
uh, but yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, what did they have there last year? It's like 10,000 people at the event last year between players and attendees. People, over 4,000 people there just to hang out.
Oof. Yeah, I'm
Didn't
very
even play.
excited.
Yeah, me too.
If I
Super excited.
didn't have to count Evo, an event I've always wanted to go to was CEO, like in town or not in town, but rather in state here,
Right.
because I was a pro wrestling fan as a kid, and they do the whole shebang.
Oh yeah.
But and it just always seemed cool, that and Combo Breaker. But the fact that Evo's actually on the list this year, it trumps everything else.
Yeah, I hear you there. I'm fortunate enough to get to go to both this year, so I'm looking forward to those as well. CEO and Evo are going to be a blast. I mean, CEO is always a good time. Florida has great majors, just really really fun events. Jabali does a great job, uh, building an incredible event. But talking about all these tournaments, Joe, have you got like a favorite moment from a tournament, or even just the FGC in general? Is there something that when you think about the FGC, there's like a fond memory or a fond moment that you're like, I remember that. That was cool.
Yeah, for sure. I was watching the Bionic Arm like
Yes.
clip. I was watching that live,
Oh,
and
okay.
it was an insane comeback, and it was like that's like nobody uses Spencer, and just all these factors that were going into that. But one of
Oh
my
man.
favorites was when Punko got a perfect against Daigo in Street Fighter 4. His Seth beat Daigo's Yun at the time,
Yeah.
because I had watched the Punko videos online where it seemed like this guy was playing like tool assisted or something. I think the channel was called like King of Tekken 6 or something like that. And it was just insane to watch. I was like, wow, what if this guy were to go to tournaments? What would this guy do?
Right.
And then he like did, and then it was like he was matched up against Daigo on like a pretty deep into the bracket, if not like very deep. And the first like round, he got a perfect, and it was like an insane perfect where he's just doing all the
Yeah.
Seth stuff. He's
Seth
teleporting, he's
teleporting,
doing
command
SPDs,
grabs. Yeah.
he did it all. I was like, he's doing all that offline, like to Daigo. This is insane. This is crazy.
Unreal.
And I just remember like the elation that I like felt like this is no way, like no way, dude.
Yeah. To see a new guy come out and take down the beast. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
that's cool. That's a cool memory. I like Punko a lot. I have fond memories of him as well when he took his shirt off against Smug in grand
Oh
finals.
yeah. That is my favorite Punko moment. Such a good player.
Smug's face is just unbelievable. He's such a
Mhm.
good guy. Oh man, it's fun stuff. So, what's your plan to keep this practice fresh, Joe, to get ourselves in shape for Evo? What are you doing to you know get yourself stronger as we get closer here?
well, the last, let's say 2 weeks, I decided I'm gonna try to like start at the basics. Because one time I asked somebody, it was like, hey, after we played like a set, I was like, what's my problem? Like, what's going on here? What am I, what? And they just said like my neutral, and I was like, okay, well, that answers, most of it, I suppose. But I didn't exactly work on it, I should say,
Right.
from there. And I was like, okay. And then recently, after being in something of a rut and just feeling like, man, am I just bad. Am I just bad? Which just happens sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, you get down in the dumps
Um,
on your gameplay for
I
sure.
was like, man, I am just, especially if you when you go to the event and you travel all day or whatever, you go and then you just feel like I'm not performing how I do even against people online or whatever.
Yeah,
Um, I was like, okay, let me go literally back to the basics. I had always heard of the Footsie's Handbook. I'd never read it myself. I had it like bookmarked, which is kind of like a famous website from Sonic Hurricane, I believe. Excuse me.
hmm
Between that and other people, video essays or whatever on footsies, I wanted to gain like a better understanding of maybe there were maybe whatever I knew, maybe there was something I didn't, and there was something I could learn from these for sure.
right, definitely.
And yeah, somebody mentions the Bible in the chat, and
Yep,
yes, basically the Bible of footsies. And there were a lot of things that I've like run into that were in the handbook that I wasn't doing myself, but like beat me when I'm playing against them.
gotcha.
Um, Including shimmies. Shimmies are on there. Um, and I was like, okay, I need to be a lot more cognizant of like the game when I'm playing the game. I don't want to just run a script. I don't want to just be on autopilot. I want to like literally pay very, very close attention to when they take a step forward. I want to take a step back or maybe forward myself. But like I want to pay very, very close attention from now on to like where we are on the screen. And it's like paid some dividends, especially after watching Juicebox's video on footsies.
Oh,
I believe it's titled "My Explanation of Footsies," and it's like a 48-minute video, and it's him playing Street Fighter 4, but it's relevant today. I would recommend it to anyone watching.
yeah, I'm a big Juice Box fan. I always have been. All dated back to when I was first getting into the FGC, listening to the Juicy Bits podcast, which he had during the early days of Street Fighter 4. He might have only done 6 or 7 episodes of it, but yeah, he would go, in depth on those game, uh, like detailed explanations of things like footsies or option selecting throw techs, and I learned a lot at a like high level of play from him. So, adding that stuff to your gameplay definitely is going to make you a stronger player. I wish I still had. I bought it and had the hard copy of Gutex's Street Fighter 4 like player guide, where
Oh,
like
sure. Yeah,
he
yeah.
had written
Oh
one,
man.
binded it himself with a laminated cover. Like he went to FedEx Kinko's and made this thing and sent it to me. And it's got to be in a bookcase, or it's got to be in like a Rubbermaid bin in my attic or something, because I never would have thrown it away. It's just I can't find it. I would love to get my hands on it again and reread that thing. Those relics of the previous golden age of the FGC.
Man.
Yeah, but as far as
Oh
like the original question is like what we're gonna do to continue to get stronger, because I was mentioning like I went back to the basics, perhaps, but like that's like maybe the point is there's some hole in your game that you're potentially missing out on that you're just probably not utilizing or weak to. And there's some like let's say it's just empty jump low. Maybe you don't ever empty jump low.
Yeah,
And it's like perhaps, you should. Maybe sometimes
yeah.
because it's going to
There's
work because
yeah,
that's a reason there's a reason like for it. And just the more tools that you can add to your tool belt. I was also mentioning this to Bonbon in the chat uh the other night because we were dry he I caught his drive rush with an Ocho throw from like a certain range where there was nothing he could do about it. And I was mentioning like how he used to do that with Jamie's command throw. And he was like, "Oh yeah, yeah." He's like, "Oh yeah, I don't do that anymore." But I was like, "Yeah, that makes sense because there are some tools that are stronger than others, so you'll like gravitate towards those." But it's more about having more tools in general that you can pull out when you need to.
right. Mix things up.
And yeah, and just adding more general game elements to your game is good, like empty jump low or empty jump throw or shimmying or just something that you're just maybe not doing as much that will make you a more complete player.
Yeah, for sure. I 100% agree with that. Yeah, going back, like you say, looking over your gameplay and just being like, what am I missing? What do I never do that other players are doing? It's for sure a way to improve. Now, we talked a little bit about improving and getting better. What grinds your gears, Joe? What happens in a fighting game where you're just like, I'm done, I'm turning
My
it off,
my favorite
throwing
question.
my
Uh,
controller through the wall?
man. The play, man. It happened basically today. My very last game of Street Fighter, which was almost what the curse that I always put on myself when I go, just one more. I find some opponent that's just like, what are they doing, dude? But the play style is just the sit there and do nothing. The sit there and
The walk back
I'm
for
gonna just
you.
wait. I'm just gonna wait. Especially if they're like, say, a charge character like DJ or Guile or something like
Hmm.
that. I just find myself getting too antsy. And it frustrates
Mhm.
me that I jump at them and then they flash take me. And I'm like, what am I doing? I see them there crouching and that's all they're doing. That's all they're waiting for, and I'm doing it anyway. So it's more like my own bad habits and not breaking those bad habits.
Hmm.
But that kind of player or the kind of player that hold on a second. This just like triggered a memory. Street Fighter 5. I'd run into a Jamaican Ken. This Jamaican Ken would literally just hold up back and throw Hadokens. And if you got kind of close, he would do Ken's V skill run into Shoryuken. And that was it. And then he would like try to get to the other side of you, and then whoop, back to up back, back to up back, and it would like kill me. And I wouldn't block him because I wanted to beat this nonsense. But every time I ran into him, I was like, oh, this bullshit again. No, this, I fucking hate this. Why is this allowed? Why can I like? Not, also, why can I beat it if it's
Right,
frustrating me so much?
right. Yep. I could. Yeah, I definitely still struggle with that in this game. Super patient players are annoying to deal with, and even like you're saying, that's not even patience there. The up backing, that's just running away. That's an
Hmm.
active. I'm literally running away from you. But yeah, those
Just the
players
not
that.
fighting me thing. Like, fight me. Like, what are you
Yeah,
doing?
yeah. Why are you holding
Fight me.
back? We're in a fight, dude. What's going on here? Like, yeah, I don't know any
I'm
players in our group that are like that now. I can't think of a single
I'm
one that
glad
just
we
constantly
struggle with
walking
the
away from you.
same
Yeah, I don't mind
problem.
zoning. I don't mind if like somebody's throwing fireballs from across the screen or Dawson's doing his thing or anything like that, or even JP's doing his nonsense. It's just like when they're not doing anything, kind of. It's like, what is going on? Like, when
What are
are
we
we? Like,
doing?
what are you expecting to happen here?
Yeah.
Right. No, I definitely feel you there.
At least
So
with zoning, there's like an advancement in the game state, and someone's doing something.
yeah, activities happening.
Yeah, yeah. There's interaction, but yeah, I'm glad someone else suffers from that problem. It's not just me. I hate that.
So how are you growing this year, Joe? What are you looking forward to? It could be life, it could be fighting games, it can be anything. What do you got? How do you want to end this year out?
Um, in the year. Well, I'd like to say that it would go content. What I'm going to say is that I'd like to be Evo ready in more ways than one. And by that, there was a period in 2020 where I got serious about like exercise and dieting and like learning like what how to like cut weight and all this stuff like that. And I want to pick that back up and just basically just not exactly be jacked, but
Just healthy,
better.
just in your
Yeah,
best.
be
Yeah,
healthy, be Evo ready more ways than one. So
I hear you.
fill out a shirt.
That's a good goal, man. I like that. Very cool. Well, I appreciate you coming on, Joe, and sharing some of your background with us. And we're very happy to have you as a member of the OppBlock. It's definitely a valued member, and appreciate having you as a friend too. It's been an awesome 9 months. So look forward to more games.
Yeah, likewise, man. Appreciate you guys
So
for having me today.
Well, I'm glad I got to put a voice to the name, the Pistachio name. Learn a little bit about you and stuff. I do have one question.
What's up?
I don't know if this was covered, and if it has been covered before, stop me if you've heard it.
No, it's all good.
What is your profile picture? What is that?
That's an old picture of me.
That's you? No way. No, that looks like half a dog and a chicken, dude. That's not. No way. That's
Uh,
you.
that's just my first. It's my favorite thing to say first. I don't know. It's I mean, it is that. It's basically a dog with like dish gloves on and like a party hat, but like kind of like on its face like a beak, so it just looks maybe like a bonnet. It's a weird looking picture, but I liked it and I
It's a
saved it.
really
And
good
then I didn't
picture.
know how to re-find it because I couldn't type in like weird dog or whatever. I didn't know how to find it again. And then I managed to find it. I couldn't tell you how I did now, but I have it saved somewhere.
That's awesome. Yeah, it is an
What's those
oddball
movies?
profile pic for sure.
It's
It's
really good. It gives me Xavier Renegade Angel vibes.
uh,
It's so good.
Yeah, I think it's like an
Okay.
East. It's like an Easter thing. It's got like a basket next to it.
Yeah, there's
It's
that
just
little basket and everything.
it's a good picture.
No, but thanks for coming on, man. It was good hearing like your interest, what you're all about, and you know, it's always cool to learn about more people here on the Odd Block that I rarely ever talk to, which should be fixed. I should talk to like not just the usual people. I should interact more with others. Good, man. It's good to have you
yeah.
on the show.
Yeah, and you don't have to go nowhere, but we are going to switch gears a little bit to talk about stuff that happened the past couple weeks since our last episode in the FGC. Not a ton, not a ton happening. We're kind of right now waiting the like Akuma and Eddie waiting room. They're waiting for
Kind of a
news.
dry spell.
What's that?
This is kind of a dry spell on news
Yeah,
right now.
a little bit. We got some fun stuff to talk about,
Yeah.
but I know tomorrow we're gonna hear a lot about Eddie because there's a Tekken talk tomorrow on
Ooh.
YouTube, streamed on Twitch. I'm sure. Just go there, and I'm sure they'll let you know when exactly it is. I don't know the exact time of it, but that's happening tomorrow. We're gonna get a lot of Eddie news, probably lots of gameplay footage, the actual date he drops if we don't have that already. Um, you guys excited about Eddie? You guys still playing Tekken? I know Ed never really played Tekken. How about you, Joe?
Uh, yeah.
Yeah, I like Eddie. I've always been a Eddie guy in the sense where as a kid you press like forward three and you go handstand mode and you just your friends can't hit you.
Yeah. Unblockable at that point.
And I like the redesign here. Not so much the hair, but the clothes and the traditional like weapon that he has, at least in his intro.
Eddie
It's
Eddie's the
very cool.
capoeira guy, right?
Yeah, and he's got the
Yes.
Okay.
Killmonger haircut now.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
Yeah, he got caught up in that wave. Um, but now, I mean, like I'm waiting for Akuma. I mean, any week now we're gonna get the actual like gameplay trailer of Akuma, and then it'll be
I
God,
just
it's
know.
gonna be
weeks
so
away.
sick. It's gonna be so sick.
We're running out of spring, Joe.
That's no spring. Summer doesn't start until like mid June or something.
I guess that's fair. I would like to see him maybe late April, early May.
I think that's a nice timeline, at least as far as a trailer. But we had a long delay on that Aki stuff, where it was just Aki's coming in autumn or whatever, and then that was it. We just had, and then the Capcom would replay
Oh, dude,
that
yeah.
trailer over and over again, like our World Tour thing, because we
How
didn't have
many
gameplay for a
times?
while.
How many times have we seen that? Which
Ooh.
poison is
Yeah,
it?
exactly. So I feel like it's going to be a minute. Though I wouldn't mind seeing this Akuma trailer a few more times when they during some Capcom streams because it was a very good one that they made.
Yeah, super cinematic. I'm so hyped for Akuma. I can't even talk about how excited I am. I mean, I played him a lot in Street Fighter 4.
Hmm.
Played Evil Ryu. Played him in Street Fighter 5 a little bit. I've always been a big time Akuma fan. So I didn't really play 5, but the times I did, I spent a lot of time with Akuma Kage. I like that evil
For sure.
Satsui no Hado character.
I played some Oni in 4.
Oh hell yeah, Oni's very cool. We had
I
some
really like.
leaks. Oh, go ahead, Ed. I didn't mean to cut
Oh,
you
no,
off.
no, no, no. You put me in. You shoved me in the locker, Mike. It's over. No, I liked picking what's it called? I thought it was the coolest thing. Like whenever you figured out how to pick Akuma in Street Fighter 2, I'd like doing the code on the select
Oh yeah,
screen,
sure.
and then like picking Evil Ryu in like the alpha games. I thought it was so cool.
Oh
But I
yeah, dude.
haven't. Yeah, I don't think I've picked any evil like quote unquote evil characters like the Shotos since, except for like maybe like once or twice in 5.
Yeah, I
But
guess fair.
I really love his look in six though, so I'm definitely gonna try him out.
Yeah, he's so cool. I mean, I will play any character that has a raging demon. It's my
Oh
favorite
yeah,
fighting game move by a mile.
it's when
I
when you were younger and you figured out how to do that as a
oh
kid, you're like,
dude.
this is the coolest thing on the planet.
You're like, yeah, I can do Street Fighter. It's like Hadouken and like Dragon Punch. And you look at Raging Demon, it's like jab, jab, forward, light kick, hard punch. How do you do this? And then like
Then you
learning you get
finally decipher it.
yeah,
Yeah.
learning how to hide it into like inputs of other buttons and stuff. And
Oh yes.
yeah, it's
Oh
such a
yes.
cool move. And to give such an aggressive character a instant command grab 50%, super move. It's really
Oh
cool.
yes. It's
Really,
beautiful
really cool.
stuff.
And of course, you got the whole awesome animation of the screen going black and all the hit sparks everywhere, and you're just
Oh yeah,
dead when you come back from the black screen.
back
Oh
Crazy.
yeah.
racing.
Yeah, back glowing with the kanji for heaven on his back. It's so cool. Yeah,
So sick.
epic. I mean, if he doesn't have a raging demon, I'm gonna riot. I'm pulling up on Capcom.
There's no way he doesn't. They wouldn't
I
take
I
that
would
away
almost
from him.
like bet money he has two level threes and or two CAs.
You know
Yeah,
the level three I want to see from him is the one from Third Strike.
the
That'd be so
the
cool.
one where he spikes the ground and makes the big
Yes,
pillar of
yes, dude.
yeah.
That needs to happen.
Yeah, I forget the name of that one, but yeah, that's a that's a possibility. Down, 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 all
Congo
three kicks.
Kokuretsu, man.
I think yeah, that sounds right.
AKZ for short.
So we did. Speaking of Akuma coming out, we did get like a leak that came out this past like couple weeks for Street
Ooh.
Fighter
Mm.
6, and the leak was so bold as to say M Bison, Vega, Sakura, Armika, Elena, and a brand new character. If I remember right, it was some kind of character from Africa, an African country.
Africa, maybe Middle
It
Eastern.
may be Middle Eastern, they said.
Middle.
But that is not true. We have this post that came up here. Let me pull it up on the stream here.
Oh.
Yep, we had a thing go up where the actual leaker posted this. That is not me. I would have gotten to clearing it up sooner, but I've been busy to the point where I was not even aware this was even going on until today, because
Oh
some
man.
content creators and sites started running stories about it, and it was right in my face, so I had to sign on here to express that. I haven't reached out to any sources yet, may be able to look into it, as I got on here right after I heard that someone was posting as me. So I just wanted to confirm that that account isn't my new account or something, in whatever attempt they're trying to do to build credibility to
Hmm.
believe it and gain traction. That person is someone else entirely. So the leaker, who was supposed to be this reputable leaker that gave us that list that I just read out, turns out that
Mhm.
that account was an imposter. So that leak
It's
isn't
a
real.
bunch of baloney.
Yeah, so we don't really know who's coming. I mean, we got
Now
ideas,
I
but
knew that the other account wasn't this guy. I was more believing or like leaning towards it because of like maybe the third paragraph where they said this comes from sources of like like leaked discords and such.
right, yeah, very like
And the reason
reputable
I was like
Discord.
giving that credence was because we may know of some stuff similar to that, and I figured, okay, well that's probably where that person probably heard it, you know?
Yeah. hmm
The
There
only
are.
character. Oh my bad.
I was just gonna say there are
Uh,
leaks out there, and yeah, this
mhm.
one is now proven to be false. So we got one less floating around out there.
Oh,
Um,
that's good. Narrows it down.
yeah.
What
So
was I gonna say? Like the only character I definitely buy from like any if there was to be more leaks, Bison is the one that they seem to be like teasing, like
yeah,
actually in the game. That's the only one I would buy. Like if I had to take anything else with a grain of salt, I'd take him unsalted.
if Capcom is smart, one day we're gonna see that hat disappear and that case behind the
Oh my
chair in the room lab
god!
be empty or just broken.
Oh, that'd be so flat.
That I would love for Bison to come back. I mean, there's no reason he can't. It's a made up story where nothing is real. People throw fire out
Hmm.
of their hands. I don't care who's
We
dead.
Mm,
killed him with the power of nothingness.
I need his I need his +3 standing heavy kick back, dude. Please give it back.
Yeah,
uh,
I miss Bison. I was saying this the other day. I miss the OG villains. Like game doesn't feel complete without
Hmm.
Sagat, Balrog, Vega, and Bison. I would like some of those guys in here because
We need
it
him
doesn't
back.
feel like home. But
Hmm.
um, who do you guys want to see come back? Like so we don't know. Like Joe's talking about Alex being his favorite character. You
yeah.
know,
So
is that somebody you would
besides
legit like to
Alex,
see?
yeah, I would legit like to see Alex. There was a point near the end of Street Fighter V's lifespan where I really wanted Oro, and then they were doing this special announcement for Five where they're like, "We're gonna announce the last, this additional bonus season of Five that we didn't really mean to actually make. We just had to delay six, whatever, whatever." And they did like that reveal stream, and they showed Dan, Rose, Oro,
Mm.
Akira, and then they like saved Luke for last, which was a bad idea,
Yeah.
for like a later stream. But it was also Luke. But that ended up being something of a monkey's paw, I think, because I got Oro in five in the last season. I don't see him being DLC
Yeah.
again in
Yeah.
six.
That's a
I
long
just
ways
like
away.
Alex is more of like a fan favorite, but it's gonna take like another five seasons of before they get to Oro again, basically.
Yeah,
But
if
Alex, I
Yeah.
could see, and I would really like, and I would personally also like Adon, just
ooh,
for
that's a name I haven't heard in
Oh,
a long time.
yeah.
just for the
No
Muay
one brings
Thai
him up.
representation, and I just liked him in four. I just liked the Rising Jaguar, and
Oh, dude, we all remember Gamer B.
Gamer
Gamer
B,
yeah,
the
B
exactly.
blast
classic.
onto the scene with this Adon that's
Oh
just
yeah.
unbeatable. This Jaguar kick just beats everything. Air Jaguar kick. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's just
cool
cool.
character. Yeah, for sure. That's hype. I got Comfy in the chat here saying Urian. How do you guys think about Urian?
Hey,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Nah,
I,
no,
I
no,
mean,
no. We had enough. We've had enough.
I'm so sick of
wait. So
crouching
no,
medium
do you
kick
know? Do you
into.
know how funny it would be having Aegis Reflector with Drive Rush and all that stuff?
Everyone
Come
has an
on.
Aegis reflector with Fireball in the drive rush already.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Plus, yeah, they had to gut him. They had to like remove his he had like EX headbutt was a true reversal, and they got rid of that in the
Yeah.
very last season of or last patch or whatever
They did
five.
that because they were
But
cowards.
that dude was a problem. That dude was a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he was definitely
Very cool character, of course.
yeah,
Mhm.
a cool design for sure. I love Urian. I loved him in Third Strike. Aegis Reflector is BS and it's my kind of BS. We got Bon
Oh
Bon in the
yeah.
chat saying, "What about just the red half of Gil?" I mean,
The red half of Gil, pyrokinesis. That'd be sick. That'd be so funny.
wiggling around on the
Um,
ground,
Is there
one
anybody
leg,
that you're
one
looking
arm.
man.
forward to, Mike? Is there any, like any one particular character or two that you're like, man, that'd be
Obviously
nice?
Akuma.
Mhm.
He's
Yeah, but
coming.
Kuma's
I'm
coming,
getting
so you
him.
don't have to worry about that. Let's say
Um,
we're talking season two, season
Rose.
three,
I
whatever.
would love
Rose, okay.
Rose to come back.
Oh
Yeah, I know we
wow.
got her again late in Street Fighter Five, but
Yep.
I feel like she is a mainstay character. She's like a story important
Mhm.
character.
Mhm.
I think she could come back. I love her play style. I've always been a fan. And her and Sea Viper. I love the mamas of Street Fighter. Bring them back.
Ooh, very good. Very good choices. Oh
Yeah,
man.
I'd like both of those characters to come
Rose C.
back.
Viper, sure.
Love their
Trying to
designs. Love
think.
their play.
And how about you, Ed?
Oh man. Let's see here. It's a good question because I mean I have well Ken's back. Ken's really back, so he plays kind of similarly. Fine. Cody would be cool to see again.
Yeah, I think
Um,
that's reasonable
I,
too. I think we will
I
see him.
want more Final Fight characters to pull up, man. I feel like they haven't used all the ones they could. Like, I mean, what was it? There was Lucia in five, right? Lucia,
Yep.
Mhm.
Poison was in five too, right?
Yes. And Abigail.
Um, and Abigail and Cody.
Yeah, we had lots of
I just,
We had lots of Final Fight characters in
I
five.
want to see Cody in not Dookie Street Fighter Five animation. I want to see him like be cool again.
Yeah. No, I'd like
Um,
to see the reimagination of Cody. He's always been a
yeah,
favorite
that'd
character of
be
mine.
would be sick.
I think
Let's
everyone wants
see.
Hagar.
Hagar. Oh man, yeah.
He's
I
nothing
feel
more
like it's
playable
hard
than
though
any
because
Pokemon.
Zangief already
I
exists, so
feel
it's like
like
it'd be
they're
rough.
too samey. Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
they're too much of a Echo looking fighter
Um.
to be that way. Like I'd rather
What
see
if
Hugo or Abigail come back over
what if
another
they give
One
him
of
Bigmar.
like
one of
Zangief's
my
outfit
dream
for
characters.
like Hagar's costume?
That'd be cool. Give
Yeah.
Zangief Hagar's costume. I'm down for that.
One of my dream characters was already crushed and squashed and thrown in the bin because I really wanted. Final Fight 2 is one of my favorite beat 'em ups, so I really wanted Carlos to be in the game. So the monkey's paw curled, and he is in the game, but he's in the World Tour mode
Oh
as an
no.
unplayable character.
Oh no.
So it's,
No.
honestly, at this point, I'm just along for the ride for whoever shows up. I hope they're cool. I hope everyone gets their favorite character, and I hope that they're cool enough to tango with the rest of the cast of six. You know, I
Yeah,
really don't have much to ask for, honestly.
I'm
I got my
excited.
baby girl.
I'm
Yeah,
excited regardless, or regardless rather. It's just like I want I just want new content in this game. I don't really care
yeah,
who it is. I know I got Akuma in my pocket coming, so like eventually any new characters is just going to be icing on the cake for me. So I'm excited.
and it'll be good icing.
Yeah,
It'll be
for
good
sure.
icing on the good
Delicious
cake.
icing.
hmm What kind of cake
Well,
is it?
oh, it's a cake. It's filled with Drive Rush and Drive Impact and Drive
The
Parry.
most dry,
It's a bitter
dry
cake.
impact red velvet cake.
It's a bitter cake, Ed.
It's a green cake. It's all
Uh,
green.
dry impact. Um,
Ugh.
anyway, so while we're on the topic of Street Fighter, and I'm going to jump around the script here a little bit, um, I've been enjoying this. I just wanted to throw this out as a recommendation if you guys aren't watching this. It's
Ooh,
Justin Wong's podcast called Run the Mindset. It's incredible. It's Justin Wong, who is a lovable guy, interviewing some of the FGC's biggest characters. The first three episodes are up. We got Yipes in episode 1, Mike Ross in episode 2, and Punk in episode 3.
Talking
And
into like the tiniest mics in the world, bro.
yeah, it's funny. I mean, it's silly. It's good content. Ed, I recommend you watch the Mike Ross episode. We were just talking the other day in chat about mindsets, and he talks about how you become unfuckwithable or whatever. Like how you can
oh,
think to yourself that I can't lose. I'm the best player in the room. You have to show
well,
me I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
the best player in the room.
Link it to me. I'll definitely check it
Yeah,
out. I need
definitely
that. I
worth.
need that mindset change really badly.
And it's fun to hear all these old guys that now old heads. These were the guys, the young prodigies when I was in the FGC, watching them play, and like these 18, 19-year-old guys now are all in their 40s. you know, so it's a good time. It's fun to hear them talk about all the experiences and stuff. Get them on that side of the off the corporate mic and just chit chatting. It's a good time.
Mhm.
Definitely watch it. You just catch it on YouTube. It's called Run the Mindset. Um,
Run the mindset. Very good.
right
For
after
sure.
we ended our episode last week, we had a big announcement for City of the Wolves
Oh yes,
that popped up kind of out of nowhere. We got gameplay, tons of gameplay footage,
it
just
looks so sick.
just popped off. So we're gonna watch a trailer. So let me know in the chat if you guys can still hear Joe and Ed. I got to do some wizardry to get this to play the right way. So let me get this right here.
Mic check. Me 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 me.
Okay, we are going to transition. So turn this down here. I'm gonna start this video.
Gonna take you for a ride. Try to keep up, all right? Hey, come on!
All right, Joe. Why don't you guys say something? See if the chat can still hear.
This is the path
Breaker,
I've
breaker, breaker.
chosen.
This is Pelican One landing at the extraction zone. I don't know.
Okay,
It's,
good. Yeah, we're in here still.
This trailer's cool.
The fine
Yeah, this is a cool trailer. I'm a big fan of the characters they've revealed so far. Obviously, Tizak is the coolest grappler I think maybe ever designed.
Yeah,
After
he rules.
Effects, specials are super.
Dude, the art style in general is just unbelievable. It's so cool. I think it's just like because I was used to seeing how like KOF 14 and KOF 15 look. So
Yeah,
this
looks
change in the
like
art style,
this looks like
it's like
modern
Marvel
day
3.
Marvel 3. Yeah, if you were to
Yeah,
put Marvel 3 upscaled, this is what it would look like. And
it
I
is
like
so
it.
good.
The cell shading looks
Yeah.
really good.
Mm-hmm. It's incredible, and it's good to see Bomber Jacket Terry again.
Yeah, of course, you gotta love Garo Terry.
Oh yes, such an amazing look.
And this part there, regular supers, little comic-like effect for the flash.
Dude, that
like
is
dots
so
in the background.
sick. So sick.
Yeah, we got a little look into the game mechanics too. There's going to be a meter kind of similar in an opposite direction to Burnout, where if you do too much, you get too revved up and you gotta like cool off. It's almost like you overheat, as opposed to burning out, you overheat yourself. So
That's cool.
you see all these things where they're like leaving after images of themselves. That's like using that rev meter to get to like extend your combos.
You must have a
Oh,
And these
very
like
cool.
these like really big cinematic
This is for you,
supers.
Terry.
All these big cinematic supers are ways that you can refill your rev gauge. So the game just looks like it's gonna be an incredible game.
Yeah, it looks very good.
From the little bit I've seen of it in motion instead of the trailer, like it just looks even better. I imagine
I
like
think
if you see it in front of you on a nice TV, it's gonna pop.
what's it called? I think Jaywong has like a video of him like
Yeah,
just showing off the game. He got to play it,
nearly an
or
hour
a
long.
very early build. Yeah. It's very cool.
Yeah,
Need to check that out sometime.
they are. I definitely watched all of Jay Wong's footage on it. It's worth watching if you're a fan of the SNK game or the SNK style of games. It
Mhm.
looks like it's right up the old Garo alley. So with a little bit of new polish and sparkle. So I'm very excited. Can't wait for that. More of that. Um, Hoping it's going to be at Evo this year, so we get to play it. It would
Yes, that would be
be
nice.
really cool if it was at Evo this year.
I wouldn't
Um,
see why not. If it's coming out sometime 2025,
yeah, it would make sense, right?
I'd stand in line.
Yeah, me too. I definitely will. I mean, I'm not going to be. It's not like I'll be worried about missing my bracket after the first hour of the event. So, so speaking of Evo, Joe, what do you like? Do you have like stuff that you're looking forward to about Evo? Like, what's something that's got you
uh,
hype?
uh, honestly, like just some merch that I'm gonna be able to have potentially forever. Some Evo based stuff like that. The just seeing the scale of it all, like front like wall to wall people, vendors, booths, uh, the arena. That'll be cool.
Yeah,
Um, but what I'm most looking forward to is the post credit scene, basically.
dude, I'm with you. I can't wait to be there at the end of it all.
You guys will get to do the Ricky O funny in real life.
Yep.
Incredible.
I've been set free online every year since 2009 when I started watching and
Man,
getting involved on with the Evo stuff. You know, it's it's something I want. I want to have that happen. You can see a grown man get emotional at the end of Evo.
there was a couple years where they didn't do it, right?
Yeah, I think they did it like during the COVID year. That I don't remember if they took
Mhm.
it off or it was entirely online. I can't remember.
Mhm.
Please let me forget 2020 to 2022.
I
That
think
was
we all
just
forgot all of that. It's like a void period in the history of time.
yeah, it's weird. It sucked for fighting
Mhm.
games. Sucked for
But now they've been doing it. They did it last year, right?
oh yeah,
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 Yeah.
for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, they've had it basically ever since like
Good.
3 in a row
since
now.
the Sony
The Sony
acquired it.
takeover, yeah.
Pokemon Takeover.
We should
Um,
watch that movie. We should watch Rikio.
it's a good movie. We could do an OppBlock movie
Yeah,
night. It's a little over
Okay,
the
I like
let's
top.
also
do it.
I mentioned in the chat also the announcements to see the Evo announcements in the crowd
Yeah, to be there for
on the
the
stage
big.
live. Like,
We're gonna
The
hear
crowd
about season
reactions,
2.
man.
Yeah, it's all very
yeah, because
cool.
I always find myself going to YouTube and watching those videos, like the crowd reaction to when X was revealed. So to actually
Oh
be
man,
there,
I'm sure like the
gonna be sick.
experiencing the hype in person is just an incredible thing.
Yeah, I've kind of been jealous ever since last year to see there to watch like Angry Bird go out to the end of the stage and kneel down to the crowd, and the crowd is just like this massive sea of people, and I just feel bad not being in that crowd. I
Yeah, at least once. I mean, for as long as I've been in the FGC now, this will be the first Evo that I'm going to. So let's just get one in there, one on the list.
right.
And especially since it's just getting bigger and bigger. Like now's a good time. Before it's like maybe too big slash falls off. Now it just seems like a nice time.
Yeah, it feels like the right one to go to. Street Fighter 6 is at its peak. Tekken 8's not going to get better than this year.
And
Um,
of course, the 20th anniversary of Evo Moment 37.
oh man, I'd love to
Oh
see Justin
man,
Wong win Third Strike. That would be something really cool. You talk about stuff I'm excited for at Evo. The Third Strike Grand Finals or top 8. I want to watch that a lot. I'd also want to spend a ton of time in the arcade. The arcade I
that
hear
would
at
be.
Evo is sick. The free to play
Oh yeah.
arcade that they bring in. It's
Oh my god,
yeah, it's supposed to be lit. I've never been,
that
so
sounds incredible.
I can't wait to try it. But we're gonna start moving along here because we're getting near the end of the show. We'll
Hmm.
close things down. Evo's coming, it's still a ways away. City of the Wolves is coming. We got Grand Blue news. We did have to move our
Mm.
tournament this week. We did originally have a tournament planned for last night for Grand Blue in the Op Block. We didn't get the attendance that we needed to fire it off. We've moved it to Easter Sunday, this coming Sunday. Um, Definitely, if you want to play, the links are all in the Discord under the announcements in the Grand Blue channel. Sign up. If we get 6, we'll fire off that event. Definitely want to play it. And we got we've got the trailer for the newest character coming here.
Big boy Vane. Big boy Vane.
Yep, Vane looking like a tank.
Oh yes.
Looking heavy. I mean, we're gonna see him here. We're gonna go ahead and watch.
His his theme is very good. I can't wait to hear the whole song.
I like his design. He's like a heavy, but not like a giant body. I like that.
Hmm. Good old fashioned farm raised big boy.
Oh yeah. I like he's got a special that'll show that looks really cool. It's the shield projectile. That right there. That's really sick. I'm excited for
I
that.
hope it. Yeah, I hope it works like Aegis Reflector. It'd be cool, but it won't.
Maybe
It'd be too
EX.
broken.
Or,
Yeah,
or
that'd be
the
so
or
sick.
the blue version. The meter version. Man, look
Be
at
so
that
sick.
super armor.
Right? As a tanky boy.
It looks like he's got different colored shields.
Yeah, I am curious as to what they do.
And he uses it kind of like an Aegis reflector here in the trailer. It's the vein in his neck.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. I mean, not. I don't play this game as much. Coming April 2nd, so that's right around the corner. That's next week.
$7.99.
Yeah, if you didn't buy the pass made a lot of sense because it was like a $20 pass for.
Oh
It was
wow.
a $20 pass for 4 characters, and they're all like over $8 a piece. So like, yeah, it made a
Hmm.
lot of sense. Made a
Yeah,
lot of
you get
sense.
way more value out of the pass for sure.
Sure. Nice.
Well, in more sad news, of course.
Mm.
It seems like in the last couple weeks, and it was Flo. and then Kira Toriyama, and now we're adding, unfortunately, to the list, Broly Legs, FGC legend, man, just passed away. Not
Of
without his problems. Obviously,
course.
he had health
Mm.
issues, health concerns. Great stand-up player, though. I mean, a great part of the FGC. You know,
Well,
I think Ed's got a little story he's gonna tell. Like he got to spend some time with Broly Legs. So go ahead, Ed. The
Hmm.
floor is yours.
Uh, yeah. First off, little moment of silence for the guy, man. A legend. I'm gonna take a little moment to think about that for a sec. Um, but yeah, Broly Legs. I never thought I would. I only met him once, but so allegedly, not even allegedly, literally. My sister lived in Austin for a couple years after she moved out from my place, and she never really told me who she would hang out with. But she was like, "Hey, I went to visit her once down there, and she was like, "Hey, tonight we're gonna go to my friend Jonathan's place." And I was like, "Okay, cool, Jonathan, whoever." So, but Jonathan turned out to be Vash, which is Broly Legs' brother. I was like, "Oh, this is cool." I was like, "Oh, this is a neat little apartment. It was cute, nothing fancy, but whatever." And what's it called? They were getting ready to make dinner. And they were talking to me. I was like, "Oh, you guys have all this cool stuff here." I was like, "Oh, I saw all the the fighting games." So I was like, "Oh, I didn't know you guys played fighting games or whatever." Vash streamed like other games too, but when we were getting ready to sit down for dinner, the door opens um, past the dining room, and it's like Broly Legs. I was like, "What?" I was like, "Are you kidding me?" So you didn't tell me you were friends with Broly? She's like, "Oh yeah, I didn't think you would know him." I was like, "What do you mean? I didn't think I would know?" Everyone knew who he was,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, FGC
So it's
legend.
like an incredible player, like against all odds, against the his disability, his condition, he found a way to play the game, and he was a monster. He was so good with Chun. I don't exactly remember what we talked about,
Hmm.
but he was a very humble guy. Like when I saw him, I was like, "Oh my god, dude, he's fucking Broly! Like, holy shit!" He's like, "Yeah, it's me." He's like, "Ah, I'm not that big a deal." I was like, "What? What do you mean you're not that big of a deal?" He was like super humble about it. And he was a great guy. Broke bread with him, and then I really don't remember much of what I mean, we talked about Street Fighter. Honestly, how he felt about five, how he felt about. I think this was before six came out. Yeah, I want to say this was a little bit before Street Fighter Six came out. Um, but I think I want to say I asked him if he was excited about six or not, but I don't remember exactly. I just remember him being like super humble guy, super nice. And then before like he had finished eating before we did, um, like with a little bit of assistance, but he still ate. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna go back to my room, stream, play some games." I was like, "Oh, cool to meet you, man." Blah blah blah. And then on the ride back home, I was like to my sister, I was like, "Why didn't you fucking tell me you knew him?"
uh,
She's like, "I didn't think you would know." I was like, "Yeah, cool stuff, man." And just to hear that he passed away, I was like, when my sister called me about it, she's like, "One of my friends passed away." I was like, "Holy shit, who was it? Gabby?" With one of her friends. She's like, "No, it wasn't Gabby." She was like, it was Broly Legs. I was like, "What? Are you kidding me?" So I went onto Twitter to see if like he was trending or anything, and sure enough, there was like the post from Vash on and talking about it. I was like, "Wow, it is so weird to think about." Like,
yeah,
yo, I shared a meal with this guy, and now he's just gone. Like a huge staple of like FGC, like the early days, is just not here anymore. It's so weird to think about that shit, man.
yeah. We're getting to
But
that
I mean,
age where people with,
we are, dude. We're getting old.
yeah, I mean,
But
the worst of us are gonna start dropping
mhm,
off sooner than later,
Mhm.
and
yeah,
it's just
and that just makes me think, like, appreciate the people you meet in these communities. Get your games in with whoever, and sometimes, and it even makes me think like if you have beef with someone that's not even real beef, just like squash it. You're playing a fight. You're playing a fighting game. Like it's get over
Yeah,
that.
we're
It's
all here to
better to
have
be
fun.
friends.
Yep.
Exactly. Treasure these moments. Treasure the people you have fun with because you never know. It
I
could happen.
I threw a link in the chat there for anybody who doesn't really know the Broly Leg story. There's a little, like a mini, tiny documentary. It's like a 7-minute long video where he kind of goes on
Mhm.
his story about what he's as a player and all that stuff. It's definitely worth a watch. And also in honor of his passing, Knuckle Deuce tournament this Friday is I just linked it in the chat as well. They're going to donate some money to Broly Legs family for every attendee. Now, I can't remember what Knuckle Deuce said, if he said it was $5 or if he said it was $1, but for every entry to this free tournament, it's currently sitting at 175 attendees.
God dang.
Everybody that attends, they're going to donate some money to the Broly Legs Foundation. So, um,
That's crazy.
definitely, if you can make it, it's happening this Friday at 8. Register. It's free to play, and you're putting a little money in the Broly Legs family's, uh, bank account. So definitely for a good cause.
Go 0-2 for a good cause.
Yeah, for sure. Even if you're just gonna go to,
Hmm.
your presence in the tournament, the support means a lot. But we're gonna move on now to our clip of the week. Clip of the
Ooh,
week.
clippy
Um,
clip of the week.
Joe, did you want to add anything before we just stepped out of there? I didn't want to bypass you.
No, that's okay. Well, sure. I know of Broly with Legs from like the interview that I think a lot of people knew of, also from Iceland Adventures at the time. It had
Right.
nearly like 1 million views, and I just thought it was a it's a crazy story, like a inspirational story that this dude managed to play a game as hard as Street Fighter 4, especially with basically just his mouth. I was like, okay, well, I mean, if that guy can do that, and then after his passing, I went to his Twitter/X, whatever, and just saw like a lot of posts where he was just being like, I mean, if I can do it, anybody can do it. If I can do it, anybody can
Hmm.
do it. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, just
It's
look at me.
true.
I mean, those kind of things, and it's like, okay, I mean, just reminds you to not be so hard on yourself, and that you truly can just do it.
No, for sure. Very good. Um, yeah. R.I.P. to a legend. If you can, definitely go out to that tournament and support. You know, do whatever you can, and yeah, hug your friends. You never know when the last time you're going to talk to them is. So it's a
Hmm.
lesson you can walk away from. But like we said, we're going to move to clip of the week. A little bit of a lighter note here. We got the deadliest taunt. Our own Comfy Ningen delivers us this clip this week here. So let me get this on screen. Get this ready to go. Do our transition here. We're gonna stop it. We're gonna replay it and pause it so we can talk about it. I want to make sure the sound's on for this as well. All right. So we'll watch it here, and then you guys can see what happens. I don't know if we're getting sound.
I hope we are.
This guy's gonna wake up level 3. Thank you very much. This game's over.
There it is.
Good shit,
The
Oh
Comfy.
man.
classic.
Good shit, Comfy. Yep, never take your hands off the controller. You're gonna get styled on super hard. Um, it is funny too because this week I did see that Desk did a lot of combos, like did a lot of like little setups for taunt kills. So I think Lily has the same ability with her camera flash. It kills projectiles and does damage.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's definitely a good clip here. Appreciate the clips, Comfy. And if you want more content like this, we do have a channel in the Discord um, called Clips, where you can post your own and look at what everybody else has posted in there, and we might choose it to be on the OppBlock. So, not that you get any prize for that, we just shout you out and show your clip.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff, Comfy. That looked cool.
Thanks for the content.
Yeah, thanks for the free content, suckers. Um, As far as FGC stuff, we got a tournament coming this Sunday, Grand Blue. If you're into it, we do bend to the free to play. We will host it in the open lobby, so that if you're free to play and you just want to come in and play Grand, you can do it. If not,
Actually, Mike, I've just written up a new rule: no free to play, no
no
grands. Get them out of
grands,
here.
no grands
No
allowed.
grands, no free to play. Destruction. No, I'm just kidding.
uh, uh, all that's left, if you guys don't have anything to add, is our music, Rex. Did you guys bring something for everybody to listen to?
I did. Let's let Joe go first, though. Does he have one?
Joe, do you have one?
Yes, Joe.
Oh man.
If
Um,
not, no pressure. I don't want to
Nothing
Yeah.
bury it
specific,
on
I
you.
would say, but
Okay.
when I listen to music these days, it's typically just something upbeat. There was a
Okay.
time where I would listen to sappy shit, but these days it's just something upbeat. Um, tell you what, how about Danny Brown, When It Rains?
All right. I
Okay.
can get down with some
Okay.
Danny Brown. Some good stuff.
Yeah.
That's
Man.
All right.
Pistachio out here with the deep cuts.
Definitely
Uh,
check the sound test channel of the Discord after the show. We'll have links to the music that we talked about tonight. I'm gonna wreck something different tonight. I'm a big rhythm game player. I
ooh.
like music games. There's an iPad game or iPod or iPhone game out. I play it on my iPad. It's great. It's called Archaea. It's like a free to play rhythm game. Um, that I think this one was free to play. I downloaded two or three. I believe this one was free to play, but it's got Chunyism energy in it. I don't know if you guys have played that rhythm game, but like there's notes on a touchpad board, and then there's suspended air notes that you have to play, and it's just a very good rhythm game. Music's great, a lot of fun, and you can play it a long time for free. Like I've been playing it for a while and haven't put any money into it, and there's lots of
nice.
content to play. Good songs, good story. So I'm enjoying it. And then Ed, what do you got for us?
The recommendation this week is the artist is named Mo Beats, Mo Beats, and is the song is titled Korea. I don't know if it has anything to do with Korea. It's just a nice little beat that it's very like it's going for a very wispy, ethereal kind of theme. I just think it's a cute beat, so that is my recommendation for the week. He's got other beats; they're all fun to listen to and stuff. So check it out. I'll post it in sound test in a bit.
Cool. Well, with that, that's gonna be us wrapping up the show. Appreciate y'all coming out for another episode of Hot Off the Block. I want to extend a big thanks to Joe for coming out and doing the episode with us. It's great to have you on, Joe.
Yeah, thanks, man. This was really fun. I appreciate you guys for having me. Glad to make the guest list.
Mr. Pistachijoe, it's good to talk to you. Good to meet. Again, thanks for coming on to the show, and um, thanks to everyone that pulled up and watched. Uh, Shout outs to Sarasota. Shout outs to man, I forget
Saskatchewan.
where
Shout out to porn
Saskatchewan.
bots. Shout out to porn bots, dude.
Shout out to
Uh,
the porn bots that were flooding the chat this week, and shout out to man, I forget
Discord
what
as a
places
whole.
scene is from. Shout out to places friends and places seen, and most importantly, because I forgot to do this last time, Bon Bon, you have a good night and sleep well.
oh, that's right.
Um,
Yeah, this is Bon
yeah, I
Bon's
forgot to
bedtime
give him. I
stories.
forgot to give Bon Bon his good night shout out.
Oh yeah, dude, and we do apologize as a community if you guys are in here, if you guys experience some of those spam at pings this past couple weeks. I mean, Discord has been inundated with spamming bot attacks. Every channel I'm in has been hit. If they've got their
Like
own,
every Discord server,
yeah,
it's
everyone
crazy.
that's got their own custom invite link has been hit, and they're all doing the things we've done to make it a more safe and less embarrassing place to hang out in. So should be all taken care of now. You just got to worry about posts from Ed.
Oh,
So
come on. You just got to worry about me saying weird stuff in the chat. You're right. Shout
Anyway,
outs to Don Wukong.
all right, boys. Well, I think that'll do it for us. I'm gonna wish everybody a good night. Thank you for coming.
Yes, sir. I
Bye,
love
folks.
you. Bye bye.